We are going to take some time today to speak about Kim Kardashian. Very, very, very influential person over the last 25, 30 years. Especially in the last 15 years or so, I would say. And that's why we're going to talk about this person. Now, here, she's still in her youth. I'm guessing she's about 16 here or so, maybe a little bit younger, a little bit older, I don't know. Very, very pretty person. I mean, the necklace she's wearing is a necklace a little girl would wear, which speaks of her overall, state of being. But those eyes say something different. And the facial expression. She's almost startled, slightly startled by something, even something that's happened that's already transpired. That startled look is still there. There's also a bit of awareness. Like she's looking. That's a look that you give and that you have when you're somewhat aware of something beyond the level of just a teenager. There's a little bit of fear. And there's just that natural teenage angst. I imagine she's beginning to get an unhealthy amount of attention from men at this point, which is, I can understand that might be a little bit startling and scary, maybe even traumatizing at times. I understand that most men are not like me. They're a little bit weird. So, not that I'm not weird, but moving on. I like that picture. That's my favorite picture of her that we're going to go over. Okay, here looks like St. Martin's something school or something like that. On her shirt. She's still young. Maybe the same year. Looks like she's a little bit older here. Maybe it's a different day. People look different on different days. They have different moods. But here there's not as much to tell from this picture. She's a pretty young girl, little teenager. I'm not sure how tall this person is, but her hands are very large. I can't really tell. There's something more to this photo than there is in this one or this one. Perhaps not that one. These are probably taken around the same time. She has the same look. I'm not sure what to make of that photo. Goofy teenager. Aha, now here is where it gets interesting. Now they're here in this black and white dungeon type of room with a mirror, with it lingerie, garter belts and things in it. I'm not sure if that's appropriate for a mother and daughter at this age, but I don't know, maybe so. I guess they're just changing, supposedly. Now, her mother has this white cuff in this black and white room. And Kim only has on black. Her mother has on, she has her finger to her chin in the famous pose. The look on the mother's face is different from the look on the daughter's face. Can you tell? The mother on the right has kind of a sinister awareness going on, whereas the daughter has kind of a blank, lifeless stare. It's almost as if she's being puppeted. Now, she's changed her appearance. This isn't how she's naturally progressed to look. There's been a lot of plastic surgery going on, so something's been given up as far as this person's individuality and spirit. And the mother might have this awareness from something that happened that stole her daughter's spirit. Now, she's changed her body to attract a certain type of man that likes this type of body. But that's the only thing she's changed in that regard for that particular type of man. Her way of being and her mind and her mindset and all of that stuff is not like the man that she wants to attract, because the man that she wants to attract, she wants to puppet in the same way that her mother is puppeting her. Now, I must admit, just like everyone else, I do know more about this person's life than I have ever researched or looked into, just by virtue of how popular she is and how she's been everywhere. So I'm not going into this code, but as far as a lot of these things I'm saying, I'm just looking at this picture. Now, we talk about those mostly lifeless eyes that we saw. Here her eyes are kind of googly. And that's to be expected. Nobody's actually symmetrical. And that's why people get so much plastic surgery, is because, when you got cameras all on you all the time, it's easy to notice that, no one's really symmetrical. People's noses lean this way. One ear is bigger than the other. So the type of beauty that these people aspire to is not particularly natural. So they have to make amendments to their bodies. Now, here she's performing, and she's pretty much always performing. Anytime you see her life is like a stage show, and I'm not criticizing that. We're just making ourselves aware of the different personalities that we meet in the world and where they come from. And there are a lot of women who aspire to be like this woman. Now look at her hands. Once again, her hands look crazy, and it looks like they've painted them in some way to accentuate something about the dress. But even beyond that, her hands look really nuts. They're quite large, bony, and veiny, but that's beside the point. Let's move on to another picture. As I previously mentioned very briefly, she's always on stage, and fashion is one of those things that, these people, they sell fashion all the time because people have to wear clothes all the time. So it's a very lucrative business to be in the business of influencing what clothes people wear. And that's what her and her whole family has done. Once again, I did a little research, and I just know things about these people. It's just like I know Drake songs, and I've never really tried to listen to Drake. So yeah, this person may be selling makeup, lipstick, clothing, bathing suits, hair care products, who knows? But you have to give up a part of yourself to be kind of like a mannequin, a model. And I do like models, and I do like fashion. Look at the size of her hand. Okay, now I'm going to do a video on her ex-husband at some point, who she supposedly had this child with. It just appears that they're, she's training the child, and just from this picture, I don't know anything about the child really, but that she seems to be training the child to also live kind of a stage life, which is fine. But this will probably then encourage other people who aren't living this type of life to act like they are. And once again, we see these clothing, see the clothing that they're promoting. And this time it's a little bit bizarre, but that's the name of the game, to stay ahead of the crowd, to be in the in crowd. She looks much different here. I think this is from that, maybe early 20s. I don't think she's had much plastic surgery here. Perhaps a little bit. The lips look a little bit plump, we'll say. I think most men would find her to be particularly beautiful in this photo, but I just don't see any life or personality. There's nothing to be spoken about. And I do think this person would be an interesting conversation today to talk to, but at this point in time, I don't think, she's just pure sex right here, Here she is receiving an award from the Wall Street Journal for being an innovator. All of these publications have lost all their credibility pretty much immediately, just upon seeing who owns them, who funds them, who writes them. And, they just go on and on through over the years because they get good at what they do, I guess. But here they are. She's collecting an innovator award, and she has a look on her face like, here's another one of these stupid awards these people give me. Here's another one. These freaking suckers. Interesting dress. But yeah, she just goes to these things all the time. Her life is pretty much a performance. So, yeah, she's just another one. Once again, fashion, promoting fashion. When I get off of this, I'm going to see how tall this person is. These hands are very hard, very hard. They look soft at times, but a lot of times her hands look very hard. She's got the blonde hair. People love to do this blonde hair thing. She's staring off into space. Her eyes are kind of crooked, yeah. And I've taken pictures where I look like this too. Not necessarily like this. I never look like that as far as the expression, but where, your one eye's open halfway and one eye's closed. You might have a funny look on your face, but this is something else. This is some kind of hypnosis or something. Oh yeah. So this is when she's getting closer to illumination, to enlightenment in these people's lifestyles, and these people's way of being with the money and the power, and the secrets and all these things. And her eyes look like her mother's eyes looked in the picture from earlier. Let's go back and look at that. Take a look at mommy's eyes right here. Even the makeup. Now she's got those especially illuminated, enlightened eyes that she knows a lot of shit. Her husband represented O.J. Simpson, so she knows things. But here, let's take one more look. Look at these eyes of mommy. Looks fucking nuts. And let's compare them to here. They're not the same, but they're getting there. She's getting a lot of confidence. This is fairly recent. No, that's not fairly recent. Maybe she has different personalities that she uses. You know, the sex kitten, the fashion mannequin, and then she's her mother, like here. Now, some would say this person is a witch or into Wiccan things or worship of various rather unpopular or lesser known gods than Yahweh, Yahweh, Allah, um, Buddha, you know, all these different religious figures. Now she, I imagine, worships the demiurge in some regard, but also, you know, maybe Baphomet, Baal, Lilith, Kali, these different Inanna, Ashtoreth, these different ancient gods, some older than the God of the Bible, many of them, honestly, that have this kind of, the same kind of craving for attention and worship as the God of the Bible, Yahweh or Yahweh, as Jehovah. They have that too. But they don't take the form of a warrior that the warrior God does, like a strong man or the man who can take all the punishment like Jesus or something like that. They take this form. And this kind of represents all of those different archetypes, the different personalities in one. The fashion mannequin, the, you know, the puppet master, the helpless child. I could go on, but this is the presentation cultivated by the God that she worships. Let's take a look at her hand. She got some strong arms, man. I mean, I imagine it's fun to live this lifestyle sometimes. A lot of her clothing says BDSM or some kind of bondage or something like that. Some rough looking kneecaps. It's an attractive dress, an attractive looking person. Once again, she's got those her mommy's eyes. But she prefers, I believe, and it's because of her age. As she gets older, she'll be much more power hungry. But she prefers to be seen more than to be powerful, I guess we'll say. That's her power. Look at these hands. For real? I don't know, guys and gals. I don't think I can get anything from that photo. First thing I notice here is, let me see. That is an East Asian baby. That is not a baby that comes from an Armenian woman and an African American man. That's an East Asian baby, okay? So I don't know where that baby came from or why they're trying to pretend that that's their baby. Is what it is. Anyway, looks like this one's theirs. She looks like Kanye West, or at least his baby. I don't know about this person. Look, they're doing their little family life thing. They've got the little bodyguard in the back. Not much else to be seen about that. All right. Fashion. Being a mannequin. I mean, when she's not selling clothing, fashion, and makeup, she's selling ideas. Here, the idea, she looks crazy. She looks like a guy with a mask on or something. The fuck? Well, this is the image that women see themselves as, in the same way that, I mentioned the gods and the goddesses that kind of constitute what she looks like in some of these presentations, these grand presentations, like the, what is it, the Metropolitan award show that they have every year or whatever all the weirdos go to. Here she is, the queen mother, pregnant, boss babe, independent woman who goes to work all day, and she's on her period, and she's making deals, $1 million deals. Then she has a baby in the afternoon and goes back to work. Then she builds a house with her bare hands. That's what this is. And it is what it is. Just she's selling her child. That's the tradition. Attention. You worship attention. So just as her mother put her in a position to be in this, spotlight all the time, making all the money, getting all this attention from simpletons, that's where they're putting her. All right. Hopefully this is almost over. The Innovator Awards. These two geniuses. That sure is a flat back. All right. That's those mommy eyes. I mean, this is a face that can be given to any woman with makeup. And many women transfer their faces into this with plastic surgery. It's very interesting. I don't know if that's Kim Kardashian or not. Her nose looks a bit different. There may be somebody playing her. I don't know. Those are some expensive earrings. So she wants to impress somebody. Fake eyelashes. Her lips look a bit different. Looks like she has someone else's hair glued to her head. That looks like a wig. You see that? You see that? That does not look like her real hair. It looks like a wig. Who is this person? Now, although she looks happy to be who she is sometimes, I think sometimes she doesn't. This is a very ugly dress. It's tacky looking. And she doesn't look happy to be wearing it. She may be trying not to fall over. She may have had an argument with someone, possibly about how ridiculous this dress that she's wearing looks, and the shoes. Yes, I'm a fashion critic now. But she wants the life that she has. And yes, I can see all of this in this picture, in these pictures. Yeah, these photos say, what is it? Photos worth 1,000,000 words, 1,000 words. Looks like she's drawing drugs too, right there. Yep, looks like she's on drugs. Looks like she's fucking that dude, too. How can you tell? I can tell. Look at him. Look at these people. Can you tell they're fucking? That might have just happened in this picture. I don't know who that person is. That's a lot of confidence. If that's her bodyguard, is it a date? I don't know. What's going on? Just selling stuff. So, the type of men she dates are quote-unquote African-American men. She likes those people because they're the lowest caste in the world. I can say that because that's who I am. That's what I've observed, and we all know it. So, she wants to be in control. That's why she chooses to deal with those particular type of men, is because they have no nation, they have no protection, they're just out here struggling, making it, doing the best that we can. And so she wants to look like these women. She doesn't want to think like them, because then she wouldn't be able to get done what she needs to get done. But she wants to look like them to attract these low caste men who she can control, even the rich ones, especially the rich ones. That's what she wants, a rich, low caste man. It's going to be easy to control, and there's not going to be anybody that's going to come to his rescue, as we've seen with the way that divorce was handled with this particular Kanye Ye gentleman. And if you look at these people's eyes, and this is a pretty, one person looks like a mannequin, and one person looks conscious. Now, Kim Kardashian goes back and forth throughout the years and throughout the days with her personalities in, as far as awareness and consciousness. Some of her personalities are conscious and some aren't. Here, she's not the mannequin. Here, she's the puppet master. She's getting up there in age. She's becoming that illuminated individual, becoming the puppet master. But let me not go on and on. I don't know if that's the same person. I don't know who that is. I suppose it is. Whoever it is, they're very pregnant. Not much to be seen here. Just another, you can do it all, girl, type of, ideology going on. She's got her daughter in a corset, right? With crosses. Whenever people wear crosses, I know they're a little bit loopy. Because, if my best friend, or somebody I really admire was killed by hanging or killed by shooting or stabbing, I wouldn't wear a noose or a knife or a gun around my neck. It's a little weird. And it's funny because groups like the KKK used to burn crosses. And a lot of people don't know why they did that. They're burning the possibility of a savior. So people who wear crosses are generally witches. I know this sounds crazy to people, but it's just logical. When somebody kills your mama with a knife, you don't wear a knife around your neck as commemoration for your mama getting killed with a knife. It's weird. So these are people who are into worshiping multiple gods, whether it be Jehovah, Baal, Lilith, Inanna, Kali, Zeus, Aphrodite, Dionysus. It doesn't really matter. They have all these different personalities. The different personalities worship different gods, make them wear different types of clothes, dress in different types of sexualities, engage in different types of sex acts, criminal acts, benevolent acts, all kind of stuff. But it's all based on what these people believe. And most of what people express visually, orally, whatever, is based on their ideology and what they believe, rather than their biology and who they are in their spirit, if they still have a spirit. Let's move on. This is the way strippers look. Oh my God, we got so many photos to go. Let me hurry up through this. This is the way strippers look when you go into the club. And that's the way tricks look. This guy, Reggie Bush. Oh yeah, she's working her way up the ladder. Not much to see there. Here's another one. And so, like I said, she likes lower caste, rich men. So-called black athletes, black entertainers. And that's not the only people, but she has honed in on those people generally because they're easy to control, like I said, and they have no protection. I don't think there's much more to say about this person. This photo is a little bit different. I think this is some kind of conversation she's having in her head between all the personalities because she looks nuts. Her eyes look loopy. Now, these eyes look more like her mother's eyes. I wish I could put together a side-by-side real quick, but look at those eyes real quick. Now we're going to go back and look at mommy's eyes. Let's look at mama's eyes up close. You see the similarity? I hope you do. And it's not just how her eyes look, the shape or the color or anything like that. There's a particular ideological expression and fight being taken. If you cover, you know how we do. You cover the mouth and the nose and just look at the eyes. Cover the mouth and nose, look at the eyes. I mean, this is like a maniacal type of laughing face where she's just like, I know it. I know everything. You don't know. I know. Nothing to see there. Oh my goodness. So this is one of those pictures, this style of picture that a lot of people take when they get married, or people that are just in love, quote unquote, love with each other, infatuated with each other, where the man is focused on the woman and the woman is looking deeply and adamantly and intensely into the camera. And what this means is, I got him. And I don't know whose idea this could possibly be to take this picture except for the woman, because it's not flattering to the man to be looking at a woman like that and have her just looking into the camera, taunting you for liking her as if she's about to, I don't know, do something crazy with your affection. But yeah, I don't feel sorry for this weirdo with the $1,000 sunglasses on. But this is not a normal picture that people take when they're like, this is something that you take when you're trying to entertain people, or you're trying to ritualistically display or recreate an idea from your ideology or religion. Nothing to see there. It's just clothing, constantly selling clothing and selling images. I don't know. This person looks so different from year to year, day to day, week to week, moment to moment even, that this could very easily be multiple women playing this part for the sake of this revenue stream. There's a lot of women who can make themselves look like this. I mean, this is a face that can be constructed very easily. I suppose she might be pregnant there, and that's why she's a bit swollen. But she's still got to work. She's still got to do the cover girl thing. All right, that's it. I hope that you gain some kind of benefit from this, and that you can notice some of these traits when you see people that look like this in the world. Okay? Have a great day.